Everyone, I hope you guys are doing great. This is our third lecture on time, speed and distance. My name is Amit Surana. I am an aeronautical engineer from Chennai with over 7 years of experience teaching quantitative aptitude and other aspects of the exam. Please don't forget to follow #CAT live daily the next time you go on Instagram. Also, please get yourselves added to these two Telegram groups. These are the official Telegram groups that we have. This is Unacademy CAT's official Telegram group, and this is my official Telegram group. You can post your doubts, your questions here, and we'll help you answer as many as we can. Okay, so let's have a quick recap since it's been quite some time since we've met. So a quick recap on what we've seen under time, speed and distance. We've looked at what speed is. We've looked at the different units of speed and how to convert them. We've looked at the relationship between time, speed and distance. What happens when one of the entities is constant? What happens to the other two, right? Directly proportional situations, inversely proportional situations. So these and average speed as well, right? So these four we had discussed in the first lecture. And in the second lecture, we had looked at what relative speed is, right? So you have to know these two parts, right? These two areas of time, speed, distance in order to understand what we are planning on doing today. Now, what is today's agenda? Today, we are going to look at something called effective speed. It's very similar to relative speed, but an entire different scenario here. And under effective speed, we are going to look at some questions from boats and streams. Now, before we move on to what we have planned for today, let me remind you guys, if you're planning on taking your CAT prep to the next level, right? If you want to do it in the right way possible, then all you have to do is enroll into one of these batches that we've curated for you. There's one that has started on the 12th of June, one that has started on the 16th, and the other that has been planned to start on 19th June, right? You can join in any one of these batches or in multiple batches also, but ensure that you become a part of one of these, because this is what will take you to whatever your dream B school is. So in order to join any of those batches, all you have to do is take a subscription. You can take a plus subscription or you can take an iconic subscription. Now I understand there's a lot of confusion between plus and iconic, sir. What's what? Don't worry, I'll let you know about all of that due course. Okay, so there are 24-month packages, 12-month packages, 6-month package, 3-month, 1 month. But according to what I feel is right would be, if you're preparing for your MBA entrance exams for this year 2021, if you want to cover not just CAT but other management entrance tests also, then I would suggest you go for a 6-month or a 12-month pack. Or if you're planning on preparing for CAT 2022 and above, right, any other management entrance tests that happen, towards the end of the year or in the next year, right? So 24-month package would be the best for you. Now you can also go for iconic subscription, where we have two packages, 24 and 12 month. Now I understand these prices seem a little high. So what you can do is you can use my referral code SURANALIVE. That will give you a 10% discount the moment you use it. Yeah. And here's a good news for all of you people who've been wondering that is 6 months really enough for me to prepare, right? So if you take a 6-month subscription today, you will get an extra month, an extension of 1 month free along with it. So a 6-month subscription that costs you about 14,760. If you take this today, you will get 1 month subscription free. That is a subscription worth almost 4,000 rupees would be free for you, right? But don't forget to use the code SURANALIVE when you take one. So with that, let's begin with what we have scheduled for today. Let's start with effective speed. We've looked at relative speed. We've understood that relative speed is when two moving objects that are not in contact with each other, right? When two cars are moving towards each other, away from each other, or two trains are moving in the same direction or opposite direction, what happens in relative speed? When two moving objects move in the same direction, their speeds get subtracted, correct? We take the positive difference between their speeds. But what happens when they move in the opposite direction? We add their speeds, right? The relative speed basically becomes the sum of it. If you want more detail on relative speed, please go ahead, check out the second lecture on time, speed, distance. That'll be available in the same playlist. The links to the playlist are available in the description below. Chalo, let's leave relative speed. Let's focus on effective speed now. Let's understand what happens under effective speed. Yes, let's take a simple example. Yeah, a boat. Yes, let's say this is a boat. I know this is a very poorly drawn boat, but this is a boat, okay? And this boat has to travel from point A to point B. Let's assume that the distance between these 2 points is 100 kilometers. Yeah, and let's also assume that the speed of this particular boat is 20 kilometers per hour. Yes, now you can tell me that how long would it take for this particular boat to travel from point A all the way till point B? That is, at 20 kilometers per hour, how much time would it take for it to cover 100 kilometers? Very good, beautiful. So we all know that time is nothing but distance upon the speed taken, right? So what is the time? What's the distance? 100 kilometers traveled at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. That's 5 hours. Yes, so from A to B, it's going to take 5 hours to reach, right? For this boat to reach there. Beautiful. This is something that we know. Now, what's different about this? Yeah, what if, so in this case, what we've seen earlier is this water doesn't move, right? This situation is called still water. For example, if you are rowing a boat in a pond or a lake where the water is stagnant, it doesn't move, right? That's the situation. What happens when there is a current in the water? What happens when the water also moves either along or against, whatever? So let's take a scenario from that, right? Let's say the same boat that travels at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour, yes, travels in a water. Yes, a water body. It could be a river, it could be an ocean or a sea, where the water also has some speed, right? So let's say the water moves at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour. Yes, now what happens in this situation? When the boat is moving along with the water, right? If the water is moving from A to B and the boat also has to move from A to B, that means what? The water speed is actually contributing towards the boat reaching to the other point. Do you agree with that? Yes. So what happens in this case? Since the water is supporting the boat, that basically means the work will get done faster. The distance will be covered faster. Do you agree with that? Yes. So if the time decreases, we all know this, right? We all know this. We've looked at it when we dealt with relationships between time, speed and distance, right? When time reduces, we know it will definitely take less than 5 hours, right? So if time reduces, what happens? Speed increases. Yes, and how do we increase the speed here? We call this as effective speed. It's called effective speed because the speed of one moving object affects the speed of the other moving object, right? So effective speed becomes what? It has to increase. That means I'm going to add the speed of the boat and the speed of the water. Yes, or stream, whatever you want to call it. So what happens? 20 plus 5, the effective speed now is in 1 hour, 25 kilometers is covered. That means 25 kilometers per hour. Yes, so at 25 kilometers per hour, now how long would it take to cover this 100 kilometer distance? Quickly tell me. Beautiful. So what is time? Distance upon speed. So same 100 kilometers need to be covered at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. That gives us what? 4 hours. Yes, so normally when the boat takes 5 hours to reach from A to B, when the water moves along with the boat, yes, along, that basically means in the same direction, yes, time taken would be lesser, 4 hours. Yes, this particular situation is called downstream. Why is it called downstream? Because you're going along with the stream. Yeah. Now, if we've spoken about downstream, let's also talk about upstream, right? You would have gone for some adventure sports like river rafting, where water doesn't always flow along in the direction that you want your boat to go, right? So what happens in that situation? Let's consider the same 100 kilometers a distance between A and B, and our boat also travels at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Yes. In this situation, what happens, and you know the water flows at a rate of 5 kilometers every hour. Now what happens here, if you notice, the boat and the water are going against each other. That means water that in the previous case that supported the course of the boat, now it's going against it. Yes, that basically means that water is doing negative work. Yes, and boat's objective is to reach to the other point. So what happens in this case, it's clear that it will obviously take longer than 5 hours. Do you agree with that? It will take longer than 5 hours. If the water wasn't moving 5 hours, because the water is moving against, that basically means there needs to be more efforts put in or more time, you know, for us to reach to the other place, right? So if time increases, what are we sure of? That the speed must decrease. Yes, and how do we show a decreased speed here? Effective speed is what? The difference between the speed of the boat and the water. Yes, now always remember, whenever you go for effective speed, the speed of the boat must always be greater than the speed of the water. Yes, otherwise you are just trying to row your boat where it's not making any effect at all. Yes, if the water is flowing faster than the speed of the boat, then it doesn't make sense at all, right? You're basically just rowing at one place, but you're going in the opposite direction. Yes, so speed of the boat must always be greater than the speed of the water. So in this case, 20 minus 5 gives us what? 15 kilometers per hour. Make sense? Yes. So what happens here now? The time taken for us to reach will definitely be greater than 4 hours, obviously, but also greater than 5 hours, right? So distance upon speed, in this case, your speed is what? 15 kilometers per hour. Understood? That's basically how much? 20 by 3, that's nothing but 6.67 or 6.66 bar hours. Cool? Yes. So this takes 6.66 hours, approximately 6.5 hours or 7 hours. Let's keep it that way. But what's the aim here, right? To aim here is to understand what upstream is. What do you mean by upstream? When the water is flowing against the direction of the boat, or we call it opposite direction. Cool. So now let's try to sum all of this up, right? Let's first understand what happens when boat and water are moving in the same direction. So when they are moving in the same direction, the effective speed becomes the sum of the speed of the boat and water. On the other hand, if they are moving in opposite direction, that is, the water is moving in a direction against the direction of the boat, opposite direction, effective speed is speed of the boat minus speed of the water. Always remember that the speed of the boat must always be greater than the speed of the water, otherwise it nullifies everything. Yeah, cool. So I hope you've understood effective speed. If you have any doubts, if you have any clarifications that need to be made, please drop in your doubts in the comment section and I'll help you out. Now, since we've learned the theory, it's useless just learning theory, right? So let's try to apply these concepts in different situations. Let's take an example here. So there's a question here. I'm going to ask you to pause this video, yes, and solve the question. Drop in your answers in the comment section and we'll discuss them. Yeah. So this is your cue to stop this particular video and then I'll help you solve this. Got it? Okay, so I'm assuming you have paused this. Let's try and look at the situation, okay? So what are they saying? First, please understand that whenever you look at a question from arithmetic, especially, the language is very important. It's just not about the numbers. Yes, arithmetic is just not always about the numbers. It's also about the words that are used and how they are, framed. So the speed of the boat is given as 14 kilometers per hour in still water. What do we mean by still water? When water doesn't move. So speed, the original speed of the boat is what? 14 kilometers per hour. Beautiful. If the speed of the stream is given, right, stream is basically what? Moving water, speed of the current, speed of the water. So speed of the water is given to us as 5 kilometers an hour. Beautiful. Now they're asking how long does it take for the boat to go 76 kilometers downstream. Yes, what do you mean by downstream? Downstream is when the effective speed is nothing but the speed of the boat and the water. So here our effective speed is going to be 14 plus 5, that's 19 kilometers every hour. The distance that needs to be covered is how much? 76 kilometers. The distance that needs to be covered, 76 kilometers. So we all know that time is equal to distance upon speed, which gives us 76 upon 19. Yes, now you'd be wondering, should I know 19 tables? Not really, right? If the denominator was 20, yes, and the numerator was 80, then it's what? 4 times. So just check. If I reduce 4 from 80, I get 76. That basically means this is 4 times, 4 hours. Yes, or 19 twice is 38, 38 twice is 76. So how long is it going to take? 4 hours. Beautiful. So if you've gotten the answer as 4 hours, all you have to do is hit like on this video and wait for the next question. Chalo, let's move on to the second question now. This was a very basic question. This should not take you any more than 10 seconds because everything is very direct. Now let's try to step up the game. Have a look at this question. I'm going to ask you to pause this. Go ahead, pause this. Beautiful. Okay, now let's look at the question. Yeah, that was the cue. A man can row along the flow. What do you mean by along the flow? Downstream. Yes, along the flow at 15 kilometers per hour. What is downstream speed? The effective speed is basically sum of the boat's speed and water speed. That's what? 15 kilometers per hour. Great. And they've said that the speed of the flow. What do you mean by the flow? Flow basically means speed of the water, right? So the speed of the water is given to us as 2.5 kilometers per hour. Yes. So in this, if the speed of the water is 2.5 kilometers per hour, can we find out the speed of the boat? What is it going to be? 15 minus 12.5, that 2.5, that is 12.5 kilometers per hour. So we've understood that the speed of the boat in still water is 12.5 kilometers per hour. What do they want us to find out? They want us to find out how long would it take for this boat to travel 75 kilometers. So distance is 75 kilometers. Time is distance upon speed. This time the speed is going to be speed of the boat. Why? Because still water. Yes. So that's 75 upon 12.5. If you want to cancel, you can do that, but think smart, right? We know 12.5 twice is 25 and 25 thrice is 75. So this basically is what? 6 times. So it's going to take this particular boat or this particular man to travel 75 kilometers in still water. How long? 6 hours. Make sense? Yes. So I hope these are clear. If you still have any doubts, if you have any confusions, feel free to drop in the comments, feel free to drop in the chat box. I'll definitely help you out. Alright, so if you've understood this and if you've gotten 6 hours in the first attempt, go ahead, hit like on this video and don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. Let's move on to the third example, but before we go there, a quick announcement. This is something that you probably know about, but if you do not, every Sunday we organize something called CAT Combat, which is the biggest scholarship test that happens every week. It happens every Sunday. Yes, this happens every Sunday at 12 p.m. This is a 1-hour test that you can give. This will be a form of a practice Yes, at the same time, an added advantage to that is what? You get to win scholarships. Yes, here's the deal. If you get a rank from 1 to 3rd, you get entire 1 year's CAT plus subscription free. If you get a rank in the first 10, then you get a 75% scholarship on that. 11 to 50, you get a 50% scholarship, and if you get a rank somewhere in in 200, then you get 25% scholarship. Yes, when you enroll into this, please don't forget to use the referral code SURANALIVE, and you can also use this QR code that will take you to the test. Great. So I'll see you all at 12 p.m. on every Sunday. Yes, this week Sunday, please come. You will have a test on quant, verbal, as well as logical reasoning and DI. Yeah. All right, now let's move on to the third example. This is my cue to asking you to pause this video. All right, now let's have a look at this question. A speedboat takes 8 hours 48 minutes to cover 44 kilometers. Now what is the deal here? You have to be very careful when you convert this into hours. Yes, common mistake, most common mistake is what? Time taken. Yes, time taken is how much? 8.48 hours. Is this right? Is this right or wrong? Definitely wrong, because 0.48 hours, if you convert it into minute, it further becomes what? 0.48 into 60. Yes, please understand, an hour is not 100 minutes. So you can't directly convert 48 minutes to 0.48 hours. Yes, 1 hour is how long? 60 minutes. Please keep that in mind. I understand this is too immature of me to tell you this, but this is a very common mistake that usually happens when you're in a hurry. Yeah, so to avoid that, think in 60s. Yes, not 1960s. I don't want you to go retro on this, but think in terms of 60. So 48 in terms of 60 is basically what? 0.8 times. Do you agree with that? Yes. So the actual time is how much? This is incorrect. The actual time is 8.8 hours. Make sense? Cool. So let's read the rest of the question. To cover what? 44 kilometers and takes 4 hours to return. Yeah, so it's clear that if this takes higher time, then this is what? Upstream. Agreed? This is upstream time. 8.8 hours. Distance to be covered is 44 kilometers in this case. And what happens when you return? It is downstream now. Yes, because if the water was still, then we wouldn't have this change in time. It would take the same time to return. Yeah, so time is what? 4 hours to return. So same distance of 44 kilometers. Now what are they asking? What is the ratio of the speed of the boat and speed of the water? So please keep in mind that you don't have to take the ratio of upstream speed and downstream speed. Please don't make that mistake. It's asking speed of the boat to speed of the water. This is what we want, this ratio. This is our unknown. Okay? Yes. So with that being told to us, let's go ahead, let's try to figure out something out, right? Let's do it in the traditional method. What happens here? We can find out the speed, right? Speed here is going to be difference between speed of the boat and speed of the water. Why? Upstream. Yes, what is it going to be? Distance upon time, that is 44 upon 8.8. Yes. 5 times is 40, so 0.85 times is going to be 4. This is 5 kilometers per hour. And what else do we have? Downstream, in this case sum of the speeds of the boat and water, which is 44 upon 4, that's nothing but 11 kilometers per hour. That being known to us, can we directly find out now the speed of the boat and speed of the water? Yes, we have two equations, two unknowns. Let's go for it. Yes, so if I add these two equations, if I add these two, what happens? Plus b minus b gets cancelled off, so I get 2 times speed of the boat is 16 kilometers per hour, or speed of the boat is 8 kilometers per hour. Cool. What if I take the difference, or if let's just directly use it here, right? If 8 is the speed of the boat and the difference should be 5, it's clear that the speed of the water has to be 3 kilometers per hour. Now just to check, 8 minus 3 is 5, 8 plus 3 is 11. Yeah, very basic question, no need to worry about it, but usually people tend to make mistakes here. Yes, so the required ratio, which is of boat speed over water speed, that is 8:3. Yes, now please keep this in mind. This question is a theta question, that is type in the answer. That basically means you cannot directly enter 8/3 in the answer choice. Yes, so what would you have to do? You would have to convert this into decimals. Yes, please keep that in mind. Okay, so how much is going to be? It's going to be 2/3, correct? 3 twice is 6, so 2/3. 2/3 is nothing but 0.66, so this is 2.66. Now depending upon what is given in the text box, if they have given an approximation how many decimal places, you will have to approximate it according to that. Say yes if you've understood this. Please drop this in the comment section, and don't forget to hit like on this video if you've understood this. Yeah, all right, let's take this up a notch a little bit. Let's go for another example. Have a look at this question. This is a very simple question. Now this time this is not a theta question. You have answer choices, so please tread carefully. I'm going to ask you to pause the video now. All right, now let's quickly discuss this. A man swims 12, let's read the question first carefully. Okay, let's not take down anything yet. Let's read it carefully. A man swims 12 kilometers downstream and 10 kilometers upstream. If he takes 2 hours each time, then what is the speed of the stream is asked. Yes, so let's take this down. Downstream, 12 kilometers distance is covered in 2 hours. Yes, so can we find out the speed of boat plus water, because downstream, that's what? Distance upon time, 6 kilometers per hour. Yes, same way, what about upstream situation? 10 kilometers is the distance to be traveled, same 2 hours time it takes. Yes, that means the difference between the speed of the boat and water. Why? Because upstream, yes, is going to be 5 kilometers per hour. From this, what is asked? What is the speed of the stream? Yes, so we need to find the value of b. All we have to do is subtract. If I add this, I'll get the speed of boat. So I could either get the speed of the boat first and then find out speed of the water, but why do that? Directly subtract these two. So what will happen? B plus w minus of b minus w. So that will give us 2 times w is 1 kilometer per hour, or speed of the water is 0.5 kilometers per hour. Does this work for y'all? Yes, the question is worded very simple. The language used is very simple. The answer process is also very simple. Just don't be in a rush when you answer this. So what's the answer to our question? Option B, 0.5 kilometers an hour. Got it? Beautiful. So if you've understood this, don't forget to exactly hit like on this video. All right. Now before we move on further with some more examples, this is a quick information for people who've been eagerly waiting for UG entrance exams like IPMAT or other BBA entrance exams or hotel management entrance exam. This is a good news for y'all. There is a batch that is launching on 19th of June. Yes, with the top educators that we have on Unacademy. Yes, Again, this is not just a random launch. The launch is with offers. If you buy a 12-month package, then you get subscription for 2 months free. Also, if you're planning for IPMAT 2024, 2023 or also 2024, then you can go for the 24-month package where you get 3 months free. Yes, this offer was valid only till 10th June, but then because a lot of you have asked for it, we have extended this. Yeah, so for BBA, hotel management, IPMAT, you can get 10% discount. How? By using my referral code SURANALIVE. Yeah, cool. Let's go now to the next example. Here it is. Have a look at the question. I'm going to pause it. Okay. Chalo, let's have a look at this now. A boat covers 800 meters in 600 seconds against the stream. Yes. So what is this? This is upstream situation. Says the distance is 800 meters and this is covered at a time period of 600 seconds. Yeah, and returns downstream. So returns, that basically means, what does this mean? Downstream return, the distance is going to be the same, 800 meters, because it returns. Yes, A to B 800, B to A also 800. Time given is 5 minutes. Please guys, keep this in mind, not to mess up with the units. Yes, what is 5 minutes? 5 minutes, each minute is 60 seconds, so this gives us 300 seconds. Yes, this is what? 300 seconds. They're asking what is the speed of the boat in still water. Yes, now since all the answer choices also have the unit of meter per second, you don't have to worry about converting any of them. All you have to do is directly jump into it, find out the speed. Yes, upstream is going to be boat minus water. That is what? Distance upon time in terms of meters per second. 800 by 600 is basically 4/3. Now I'm not going to convert this into decimal just yet. Yeah, look at this now. How about this situation? Again, here we have speed of the boat plus speed of the water, because downstream, that is 800 upon 300. That's nothing but 8/3. Yes, now we want speed of the boat in still water. That means we want the value of B. Yeah, what do you have to do to find out the value of B? Add these two, divide by 2, right? So 2 times the speed of the boat is going to be 4/3 plus 8/3, which is 12/3. That's going to be 4. Don't rush, this is 2 times B. Yes, so if 2 times B is 4 meters per second, then the speed of the boat is half of it, 2 meters per second. Yeah, so this is just a similar situation, just with difference in the units. Yes, this question shows the importance of units and how people normally could tend to make mistakes with that. Got it? Beautiful. Let's move on to another one now. Let's take this up a notch. Read this carefully. I'm going to have to ask you to pause this video while you read the question and solve. Okay, so let's have a look at this situation now. What are they saying? A man swimming in a river which is flowing at 3.5 kilometers per hour. Yes, so what do we know? Speed of the water is 3.5 kilometers per hour. Finds that in a given time, in some time period, he can swim twice as far as downstream. Yes, twice as far downstream as he can swim upstream. So for the same time taken, if he travels upstream, let's say d kilometers, then downstream he travels twice the distance, 2d kilometers. Yes, what is asked of us here? Speed in still water. Yes, so this is a clear case of using ratios. Would you agree with that? So if distance, ratio of the distance under upstream and downstream is going to be 1:2, yes, then what about speed? Because the time is constant, right? Time is fixed, same time in a given time period. Yes, so speed will also have the same ratio because the time is fixed. Agreed? 1:2. Yes, so what do we know? We know that the difference, if the difference between boat and water is 1x, if you want to use x, that's up to you, right? That's your choice, 1x or whatever, and that of the sum of the speeds of boat and water is 2x. Yes, now what else is known to us? What else is given to us? That the ratio is twice, right? The ratio is what? Twice. Would you agree with that? We know that the sum of, sorry, the speed of the boat, speed of the water is 3.5. So let's use that. Let's find out this common multiple x now. Yeah, what do we know? If I subtract these two, what will I get? I will get 2 times speed of water. Yes, 2 times speed of water is what? X. Clear? 2 times speed of water is x. So what is the speed of, because 2x minus x is x. Yes, speed of water is what? X by 2, which is nothing but given to us as 3.5. So what is x? X is double of 3.5, that's 7. Yes. So what do we know now? If upstream, yes, upstream to downstream, speed ratio is going to be 7 and 14. Yes, these are the speeds. What do we want? We want speed of the boat. How do we get speed of the boat? Add, subtract, divide by 2, right? So if I add, I'll get 2 times speed of the boat. That is 14 plus 7, 21. Yes, so speed of the boat is half of 21. That's 10.5 kilometers per hour. Yes, the same question can be done using a more efficient method. Yeah, a more efficient method, that's called reverse engineering. Nobody else calls it that. I call it reverse engineering, where you plug in the answer choice and check. Yes, simply plug in the answer choice and check. What is our checkpoint? Our checkpoint is speed of the ratio of the speed has to be 1:2. So if I check with option A, let's say if I check with option A, 9.5 plus 3.5, that's so upstream and downstream, right? Let's check with option A. What will happen? Upstream is going to be 9.5 minus 3.5, that's 6. Downstream is going to be 9.5 plus 3.5, which is not 12, it is 13. Does this satisfy 1:2? Nah, it doesn't. So option A ruled out. Now you can try with option B if you want to, but at this stage, looking at this, you would know that option B also wouldn't work out, right? Because at B, what happens? Upstream is going to be 10 minus 3.5, that's 6.5, and 10 plus 3.5, 13.5. 6.5's double is 13, not 13.5, so option B is also out. Checking with option C, this will work out. Yes, 10.5 minus 3.5 is 7, 10.5 plus 3.5 is 14. No need to bring in ratios, no need to bring in equations. You don't have to find out random x's. Already awkward, we know about that. Reverse engineering will definitely help you here to reduce the time taken and will also increase your accuracy. Cool? Beautiful. So if you've understood this, please don't forget to hit like on this video. Alright, let's try another one. Go ahead, have a look at this. I'm going to pause a long question, take some time to understand, read and understand this. Yeah. Okay, so now that you've taken your time, read and understand. I hope you have an answer. Please drop in your answers also in the comment section. Yeah, let's read this. A boat takes 6 hours to move downstream from point P to Q and return to point P moving upstream. Yes, so what is it? 6 hours taken for downstream and upstream, right? So let's quickly put that up. Time taken for downstream and time taken for upstream together is 6 hours. If the speed of the stream, so speed of stream is given to us, speed of water, that is what? 4 kilometers per hour. Amazing. And the speed of the boat in still water is 6 kilometers per hour. So speed of the boat is also given to us, 6 kilometers per hour. What do they want us to find out? They want us to find out what is the distance between point P and Q. Yes, distance between point P and point Q. Yes, so what do we do here? We all know that time, we all know this, right? That time is nothing but distance upon speed. Yes, so if we put that here, time taken during downstream is going to be what? Distance upon downstream speed. What is downstream speed? Sum of the speed of boat and water plus time taken during upstream, same distance d, because P to Q, Q to P, same distance, difference of boat and water. This is going to be 6 hours. Whenever you do this, please have a look at the units. Please check if the units are aligned. Okay, normally this happens. So hours, kilometers, this is what we're dealing in. Yes, so what happens here? You have distance, which is unknown. Speed of boat plus water is 4 plus 6, 10, plus distance upon speed of boat minus speed of water is 2. This has to be equal to 6. Yes, you take LCM, you can cancel things off, common, whatever works for you. Yes, if I take LCM, all I have to do is multiply this part with 5. So what will I get here? I'll get distance plus 5 times the distance upon 10 is going to be 6, or 6 times distance is 610 times 60 kilometers. So our distance is going to be 10 kilometers that needs to be covered. Make sense? Which is option C here, 10. Yeah. Now we're definitely looking for some kind of a shortcut, right? We're definitely looking for some kind of a shortcut. You know, I am going to suggest reverse engineering to you, but isn't it kind of tedious, you know, going through all the answer choices right from A? Try A, doesn't work, try B, doesn't work. That's too depressing, right? So what do we do now? Let's look at this. We know that the upstream speed is going to be 6 minus 4, 2 kilometers per hour. Downstream speed is going to be 4 plus 6, 10 kilometers per hour. So we are basically, I'm not saying this has to be the answer. There's no guarantee that this has to be the answer. This will be the answer, but the one that you should try should be a number that is divisible by both 2 and 10. Since 10 itself is an even number, you don't have to check with 2. The only number that is divisible by 10 is 10 itself. So it's more likely that this will be our answer. Why? Because the sum of these two is an integer. Yes, doesn't work all the time, but works 9 out of 10 times. So to confirm, what do? Check this. 10 by 2 plus 10 by 10 has to be equal to 1. That's, sorry, equal to 6, my bad. So 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. This satisfies, that means this also satisfies. So a question that would otherwise take you 20 seconds or 30 seconds can be done in 10 seconds or less if you use the right approach. Yeah, beautiful. Let's put our skill on test for another question. I understand these are all basic questions, but these will get you rolling. Once you are aware of how to use what kind of a concept, then it will become very simple for you to apply the same concepts in advanced questions. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you to pause this video, read the question carefully, solve it, drop the answer in the comments, and then I'll help you answer it. Great. All right, let's have a look at this. A fisherman can row a certain distance, we don't know the distance, down the stream in 2 hours. So downstream time is 2 hours, and can row the same distance up the stream in 3 hours. So upstream time is 3 hours. Yeah, okay. The velocity of the stream is given to us as 4 kilometers per hour. What is the speed of the boat in still water? Yes, what are they asking? What is the speed of the boat in still water? Yes, so what is given to us? Velocity of the stream, that is water, 4 kilometers per hour. They want us to find speed of the boat. Yes, if you try and do this in the traditional method, what will happen? It might take some time. Yes, so this gives us a hint to immediately go for ratio. Yes, let's look at downstream is to upstream. In case of time, it is 2:3. Yeah, since distance is constant, we know it's the same distance, right? Upstream, downstream, same distance. What do we know? Time and speed are inversely proportional. So if the ratio of times are 2:3, then the ratio of speed will be the other way around. Beautiful. 3:2. So what do we know? We know that downstream speed, that is speed of boat plus water, and difference between speed of boat and water is in the ratio 3:2. Yes, and what do we know here? We know that speed of water is 4. So can we use the same logic that we used a couple questions ago? Yes, difference between these two. So what do we know? Difference between these two is 1x. So 2 times w is x, or w is x by 2. Speed of water is what? 4. So what do we know? X is 8. Use that here, you would get speed of boat plus water is 3 times 8, 24, and 2 times 8, 16. Can we find out the speed of boat now? Definitely. How? Add them, divide by 2. Yes, so speed of boat is going to be sum of 24 and 16, that is 40. Or speed of boat is 20 kilometers per hour. Cool? That's understandable, right? Simple question. Yes, so whenever you have too many unknowns, instead of taking random variables, try to use things that you've learnt earlier, like ratios. Yes, but do you remember the same question we had done using reverse engineering also? Do you guys remember that? Yes. So again, what's the checkpoint? The checkpoint is simple. Ratio of the speeds must be 3:2. Yes. So 4 is the speed of water. These are the speed of boats. All you have to do is check now. Yes. So if I check out with the first option, what is it? 8. Speed of the boat is 8. Speed of the water is 4. So downstream is going to be 8 plus 4, 12. And upstream is going to be 8 minus 4, 4. Is it in the ratio 3:2? No, it's rather in the ratio 3:1. That means this is too small a value. Yes, you have to take a larger value. So you could directly either try with 40 or with 20. Yes, if we try with 20 directly, what will happen? 20 plus 4 is 24, and 20 minus 4 is 16. Is it in the ratio 3:2? Very well. That means this is our answer. Yeah. So I hope these basic questions were understandable to you. I hope you did not have any difficulties in understanding this. But if you do have any issues, you can use the Telegram groups. The link for the groups are given in the description below. You can use that. You can approach me, ask if you have anything to be clarified. Also, if you have any specific doubts in concept, you can drop it in the comment section as well. Yeah. Alright, so after understanding what relative speed and effective speed is, now you'll be able to answer questions directly from trains, from races, from boats and streams, escalators, or any other question that involves time, speed and distance. Yeah, these are the foundation concepts that you need to know in order to apply the rest of them. Yes. Now guys, this question that I put up in the beginning of the session, that what's the difference between plus and iconic, please understand, everything that you will get in plus That is unlimited access to all lectures that India's best educators have put in. Their notes, you can directly download their notes. That means you don't really need to buy any books. No necessity to buy them, right? Because people who make books teach you, so you can directly get their notes, handwritten notes. Yes, and these classes will be interactive live classes. You can also watch the recorded ones, and you get unlimited access to all the tests and quizzes that are available on the platform. If you take Iconic, apart from everything that you will get on Plus, additionally you will get access to a personal coach who will be assigned to you, who will help you in every way possible. These coaches are alumni of top B schools like IIM Bangalore, IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Calcutta. Yes, and other B schools as well, wherein they could help you understand what is it that you really need. So this entire thing will give a personalized touch to your CAT preparation. You can also take Iconic if you are planning on preparing for other management entrance tests, because there will be standalone batches for those as well, and you will get personalized test analysis and reports that will help you understand where you are, what are the areas that you need to improve, what are the areas that you're already good at, so you can basically, you know, on the side try to enhance that also. Yeah. That being said, please don't forget to use my referral code SURANALIVE when you take the subscription. These are the prices for Plus and these are the prices for Iconic. A quick reminder that if you take a 6-month subscription today, you will get 1 month subscription free. Yes, that means a subscription worth 3,700, you would get it for free. Yeah, but don't forget to use my referral code SURANALIVE, which will slash the prices by 10%. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. Please do not forget to hit like on this video. Don't forget to share it with your friends, peers, others who are preparing for CAT, your cousins, your parents who think that you are not preparing. No, I'm kidding. Don't share it with them. But yes, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. That will keep giving you notifications every time we go live. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. My name is Amit Surana. I will see you soon with the next session on time, speed and distance. Until then, keep yourself safe, keep yourselves happy. Good night, take care. And yeah, let's crack it.